The range of guests was crazy, and it was like every day. I'm like my last day, for example, I spoke with Dolly Parton. I spoke with Dr. John Carlos, who, if people know, like the iconic photo from the 1968 Olympics with the two guys with their fists raised on the podium.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys. And he had just written a book. And so he was on the show. Dolly Parton was on the show. So that was every day on cue. Like that was just like a normal day. Next day might be Yo-Yo Ma, Aaron Sorkin, and I don't know. You know.
How did you even get involved? Like, how did that come about?
Yeah, so there was a previous host to that show that got let go, and then they kind of started this search for a new host. I'd never done any broadcasting or anything like that, but they cast a pretty wide net, and I got an email saying, hey, you want to come in and guest host for a week? And usually when someone says, hey, you want to try something cool, I just say yes.
Yeah.
We're probably the same way, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it was an amazing experience, amazing week. I got to interview the late, great Norm Macdonald, among other people. And so shortly after that, they're like, do you want to do this? And so I was like, yeah. So I did it 4 days a week so I could still, you know, do music and stuff like that. So it was really a crash course. I was learning while I was on the radio live every day. It was a monster of a show, an hour and a half daily show.
Man, live.
And it was really, it's like that. It's like, okay, today, Dolly Parton, Dr. John Carlos. So it's like you're doing your research. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, tomorrow it's Denzel and Don Will, and you know what I mean? Like,
it was like you're tossed into the deep end of the pool and you started swimming.
That's it. Every day is like a fun exam. Like you got to learn all this stuff about these people that you may or may not have some base knowledge about. And then you kind of get to speak to them and pick their brain. And they're pretty long conversations too, which was nice.
I could ask several questions right now. Who was the best? Who was the worst? Who was the hardest? Who was the most interesting? Mm-hmm. But the question I want to ask is, which interview stands out the most for you?
Okay, so the first to come to mind, Norm Macdonald. Like I'm a big Norm Macdonald fan, especially with him passing away now. It's like, man, I just feel so lucky I got to spend an hour with this guy. There were times where I was laughing so hard I had to like just tell him to keep talking. Like I couldn't even speak. That stands out for me. I brought up Dr. John Carlos. He told this amazing story about how after those Olympics, he was kind of kicked out of, you know, American athletics, like track and field world. They hated him. And so he kind of, you know, stumbled and fumbled and then found his way as like an assistant vice principal in a high school.
Oh, wow.
And he's just kind of like old mean Mr. Carlos there in the principal's office. If you get in trouble, you got to talk to him.
That is insane.
The kids don't know who he is. And one day this kid pulls a fire alarm and takes off running. And old Mr. Carlos hops over the desk, tracks him down. And the kid's like, what? How did you do that? And he's just like, look it up, man.
That's like some old superhero shit.
Exactly. He told that story. I'm like, how can I engineer my whole life for a moment like that? Like, that is the greatest story I've ever heard, you know?
He walking him back to the principal's office with one fist in the air.
And I'm just imagining the rumors around the school the next day. It's like those kids learned that you can never judge anybody. You know what I mean? You never know somebody's story. That's a lesson they learned. But because it was every single day, I forget. Like I was listening to Paul Simon once with my wife. And then like a half hour later, I was like, oh, yeah, I talked to him for like an hour. I forgot.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably like that at this point, too. You know what I mean? You do so many of these, you literally forget.
Yeah.